And we welcome you into Kell High School in our SUV TV top level seats. Joel Hillsman, Lewis Preston, glad that you're with us. The regular season winding down, but we're in a tough class and probably the toughest region in that class. It is Region 6-6A, the Kell Longhorns, the Wheeler Wildcats. Coach Preston, a 1-point win for Wheeler at home in overtime over Kell. Here is round two of what potentially could be four matchups.
You know what's crazy about this is the fact that that first game went to overtime, like you said, and it was a 1-point win by Wheeler. I'm very curious to see, first of all, what did Kell learn from that? Second of all, I'm waiting to see how Kell's going to try to neutralize Wheeler's inside game, especially with Caleb Washington and Naheem Hudson. I'm looking for that right there, but more importantly, I'm just looking to see how Scoot Henderson's going to come out here tonight, as well as Najee Colin.
Najee Colin, a big X factor, grimy guard. He kind of plays well off of Scoot Henderson, who is a scoring combo point guard, but Najee with that knit and grit effort has played very well. We're going to step out, have the opening tip for you in just a moment right here, the SUVTV.com.
I'm above average.
This is Colin Sexton, Cleveland Cavaliers. Shout out Next Play for letting me come here and work out. Y'all see it. Y'all see where we at.
Welcome you back inside Kell High School. It is Kell and Wheeler, Region 6-6A in Georgia. Glad that you're with us wherever you are. The SUVTV.com. All right, for the Wheeler Wildcats, the starting lineup will go like this. Number 3, Jaheim Hudson, a 6'7 senior. Number 4, Isaiah Collier, a sophomore at 6'3. Number 5, Kedrick Oliver, a senior at 6'4. Number 55, Max Harris, a senior at 6'4. And number 14, Caleb Washington, a senior at 6'7". Hudson, Collier, Oliver, Harris, and Washington. The head coach for the Wheeler Wildcats, Larry Thompson. For the host, Kell Longhorns, their starting lineup will go like this. It'll be number 24, P.J. Johnson, a sophomore, 6'4". Number 21, Jalen Harris, a senior at 6'3". Number 15, Aaron Smith, a sophomore, 6'5". Number 3, Najee Colin, a senior, 5'11". And number 0, Scooter Henderson, a junior at 6'3". Johnson, Harris, Smith, Colin, and Henderson. The head coach for the Kell Longhorns, Jermaine Sellers. Kell coming in at 15-5 overall, 10-1 in the region. And Wheeler coming in at 20-4, 14-1 in the region. I'll get into why there's a difference in the region standings and how the region seeding already came about. But I'll do that later. Don't give away everything at the beginning of the broadcast. One thing that's interesting, let's note for Kell, to be their first game since a victory over Pope back on January the 26th. Talked with Coach Sellers before the game. They had a couple of good, hard work practices the last 2 days, but you don't need much gas when you're playing the Wheeler Wildcats.
Especially when it's hard to believe that we're talking in 6A and they're the defending 7A state champs.
Yeah.
Right? Once again, out of our control. But this is a great matchup here. This is what I'm going to look for early. Who's going to be able to stop direct line drives into the paint?
Wheeler in possession first with the side out of bounds check ball. They are moving left to right as you view it, all in the navy blue, navy numbers. And they've got gold trim. First shot, no good. Rebound comes off to Scooter Henderson for Kell. They move right to left, all in white tops, white bottoms, and the burnt orange numbers. P.J. Johnson 3 is no good. Tops and out of bounds. Each team unable to get a hoop on their first possession. Inside the wonderful Kell Gymnasium, a great socially distanced crowd. Glad that you are with us. If you're outside in the parking lot, Coach Lou and I got your back. Washington dumps it inside. Hudson underneath layup scores.
Nice.
Jaheim Hudson scores his first field goal.
And like I said earlier, how is Kell going to neutralize Washington and Hudson down on the low block? And then for Wheeler, how are they going to take and neutralize Najee Colin and Scooter Henderson in regards to their abilities to penetrate off the dribble?
What I'm going to pay attention to is defensively. How many different looks does Wheeler show at them defensively, and do they show a lot of the same defensive look that they did in the first matchup? Shot is no good. Rebound ripped down. Max Harris comes out of there with it for the Wheeler Wildcats. Picked up with token pressure in the backcourt. Now over to Collier. Collier blitz it in with the left hand stop, whips it down low. Kendrick Oliver with a dunk. Oh, little seek and find. The assist to Isaiah Collier.
What I love about Collier right there, he kept his head up the whole time, wasn't under duress, made that little dribble dunk down. Nice assist.
Collier coming in, averaging 7 assists a game. He's got that first one. Henderson now back out. Here's Smith. Smith, an unsung hero for this Kell bunch. A 3-ball. Henderson, hill of the rim, no. Rebound comes off. Good board by Oliver.
You know what I like? I like the matchup right now. Washington on Henderson right there, throwing that extra length on him with him being 6'7", 6'8", versus his 6'4", 6'5" frame.
Yeah, Scooter is listed at 6'3", but he's bigger than that. Collier into the paint, fell down, lost it in a turnover. Here come the Longhorns pushing. Over to Henderson. Henderson hesitates, bounces it down low to a cutter. Layup no good. Rebound Smith underneath, no. Fight tip for it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Kell Longhorns. Festive crowd inside the socially distanced gymnasium. 4-0 ball game. 6:05 to go. Wheeler on top. Kell looking for their first basket. They'll take it baseline out of bounds, and then here's Colin. Colin is trying to be forced to the baseline by Collier. They'll swing it back. Here's P.J. Johnson. To Henderson. Henderson has it with the long length of Washington, as Coach Preston alluded to, on him defensively. The screen comes up to the right. He swings it down to Johnson. They set it. Pump fake, put it on the floor as Harris. Harris now gives it over. Here's Colin. Colin, stop, 14-footer. Good. Najee Colin, his first field goal.
And you know what? Ever since we saw him in the fall league, we've seen him continue to get better and better, and his confidence level has just continued to increase throughout the season. So I'm glad to see him come out and knock that 14-footer right off the bat.
And he's had a very productive season, 11 points, 3 boards, 5 assists, 3 steals. His averages so far through 20 games. Here is Washington. Now Washington has it, gets the screen from Hudson. They come out, now hedge on it, now back over to Hudson. Hudson puts it on the floor, now going to spin. He's got the height advantage, but the double is there. Now he spins it over to the right. Harris catches it. Harris open, 3, good. It's a long 2 for Max Harris.
Wow, that's a good catch right there.
Give the assist to Jaheim Hudson. So 3 made field goals, and all 3 of them have been assisted by the Wheeler Wildcats. 5 minutes exact now in this opening frame. Henderson drives, stop, 14-footer, in and out, rebound to Washington. Washington whips it up ahead quickly to Harris. Harris is going to go, doesn't have numbers. Left-handed, was bothered by Henderson. Rebound out to Hudson. Hudson retreats it to the left corner, back out to Washington. They'll set it up. No shot clock in this contest. Washington now picked up his dribble. Dangerous pass over to Collier. Collier collects it. Colin came out on him. Now he gives it over on the right side to Harris, to Hudson. They're working it around the perimeter. Good cut. Here comes Harris down the lane and scores. Wonderful offense. They executed it well, Max Harris, and that's another assisted field goal.
And once again, though, we talked about earlier, you talked about the different defensive looks that they would give. First couple possessions, they were in man. That last possession, they were in zone. Right back in kind of a matchup look again. with more man principles.
Harris, 3 out of the corner. Good. A 3 from Jalen Harris, the 6'3 senior. Our first long ball of the game. Harris coming in at 15 points per game. Colin with that aggressive defense. Collier, alley. No, it was taken away. Out of the air. Intercepted by Henderson. Up ahead to Colin. Colin runs reverse late. Blocked by Hudson. Hudson blocked it, and then Colin, again scrappy, not giving up, knocked it out of bounds. It'll be Wheeler basketball.
I tell you one thing. Jaheim Hudson's an absolute steal for Florida Gulf Coast. When I start to look at him and how he's played and how he's continued to evolve throughout the course of this year, that young man's going to do some damage in the Atlantic Sun.
Do you see him at the 4 or the 3 there at Florida Gulf Coast?
I see him at the 4 as a pick and pop, be able to take you off the drive. Versus smaller guys, he'll take you down to the paint and punish you down there as well.
Washington catches in the short corner, back to the basket, turn, use the height, shot over him, no good. Chester with the rebound off of the bench. He's been outstanding as a 6-man this year for Kell. Driving, kick to the corner, open 3, ball, bottom. It's a long 2. They give him a long 2 out of that corner.
Been 2 long 2s right here so far.
Aaron Smith with that hoop. Smith is vital as well. They don't jump out at you, Kell, but they play very, very well together as a team, despite, and I hate to say this, being undersized. Inside, Washington catch goes in. Nice move. Great no call from the official, and he finished at the hoop. 5 made field goals, 5 assisted field goals for the Wheeler Wildcats.
And what I liked right there, Caleb Washington did not put the ball on the floor. He just caught it and went right up and used his size to his advantage.
Harris, top side, take that with you. A 3-ball, Jalen Harris, back-to-back threes. 11-10 now, and Kell, check it. Let's check it. They got to check the score.
I should have known you'd be on top of that.
2, 4. It's 10. It should be a 10-10 ball game. Whip it back, open, 3-ball, no good. Hudson tip, they fight for it. It goes out of bounds. It is off of Wheeler. No, it is off of Kell, and it'll be Wheeler basketball. Now, unless they gave someone a 3 in there, unless they gave Smith a 3, that's the only way we would have 11. I'll just put a little mark right here. It could be a 3. 11-10 on the board. We're upstairs opposite the scorer's table. We'll get that corrected for you. Joel Hillsman and Lewis Preston, glad that you're with us. The SUV TV featured matchup. It's a Friday night. What night of the week do we not work? Here's Henderson now holding it with 2:18 and a moving clock, first quarter. Chester has it on the left side. Cut. Henderson, jumper. Good. Scoot Henderson, his first field.
You can't let him cut from the opposite side through the lane with absolutely no resistance whatsoever. You're going to get yourself in a world of hurt.
Steal. Chester on the floor. Henderson took the contact and scored. Scooter Henderson. It's a 15-10 lead. And the Kell crowd roaring, and now a foul called in the backcourt, aggressive defense. I actually like, we're talking about the defenses,
yes.
I like how Kell is showing that pressure three-quarter court.
You know what? And when you got a guy like Najee Colin who's averaging 3 steals a game, right? He's just playing right into his naturally what he likes to do. He was the one that got that hand on that last ball right there to get that steal versus Washington and to get in the hoop right there by Scooter Henderson.
We do have a wonderful officiating crew. Here comes Washington striding to the hoop scoop. Oh, let me get some butter with that roll, Caleb Washington.
2 of them, too. Now he back there, him and Scooter kind of chirping at each other a little bit.
I love it. Scooter must be careful, though. He has had to sit. Kept the pivot foot. Yeah, it moved. Not enough stickum on it. You move. Henderson had to sit 2 games earlier this year. One of them they blew out Osborne. The next night they lost to Pebblebrook, one of their 5 losses. He was double teed up the road at Allatoona. So he has 2 tees. Remember, in Georgia you get 4, and after that you got to start sitting and paying fines.
Wow.
Javon Gamori is into the contest off of the Wheeler bench. Here's Collier. Collier jump pass over to Washington. Washington on the floor in the lane. They whack at him. Now Harris, right wing, on line. 3, good. Max Harris having a nice first quarter.
Once again, Wheeler's doing a great job of penetrating into the paint and just taking advantage of what the defense gives them.
It was rejected. Chester recovered. He left it short. Rebound underneath. Put it on the floor in the paint. Now goes up left hand. It rolled off. No good. That's Jamal Hill off the bench. And now they fight for it. Kell getting the 50-50 balls. Pump fake. Nice pass, Harris. Maybe should have pulled. Pump fake goes up. No, it was blocked. They're not going to call it. They're playing good. And he lost it on the way up. Tip. And now Hudson comes away with it. Hot potato with the basketball. It is an Evo, and now a foul is called. No, a timeout is called. A timeout call. It was right there in front of Coach Larry Thompson on that bench. He calls the timeout at 36 and 8 seconds to go here in this first quarter.
I'll tell you one thing, it has not been short of what we expected. They are getting up and down this floor, playing hard, playing scrappy, right? Gritty and grimy the way we like it, but that, you know what? It's that time of year. This is the moving month. This is the month I like to tell people, whether it's college basketball, high school, this is moving month. And soon it's going to be one and done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it will be one and done, and a lot of people are out there going and getting stuff done. We've got our eyes on other games tonight, of course, across the way. Cedar Shoals and Milton. Also on SUV TV on a Friday night. Got a couple of region place games in order. Parkview is at Grayson. Grayson coming in at number 21 in the country. Wheeler right there on the outside. Pebblebrook is there. Of course, Milton comes in at number 10 in the nation. Pace Academy at number 18 in the nation. So here's Gamori. Gamori has it now to Collier. Collier got the step, now wins it back to Gamori. Pump fake, escape dribble, 3-ball, left wing, bottom. Oh, Juvan Gamori has been phenomenal in the last 3 games, Lou Preston. He's averaging 20 points per game over his last 3. Season average at 7 points, 3 assists, but coming on of late.
That last play right there is what we used to call the old rip action right there. The dribble to you, have the guy come around the double opposite for the 3-point shot. A great late game, late quarter action right there. I have to tip my hat to Coach Thompson.
And what makes that even better, Lou, coming out of the timeout.
Exactly. It's those little things that we try to tell you that ends up winning games. We can go back to that play, and that can have an effect on this game.
Collier lost it out of bounds. It will stay with the Wheeler Wildcats. 1 second to go in the quarter, and now they're going to change the ball out. They've been doing that in Georgia, changing the ball out. But one thing you'll know, the cleaning solution wears on the ball.
I knew you would know.
Indeed. Tried to get the alley, and there is no oop. Good first quarter is in the book. Wheeler with an 18-15 lead on the road at Kell. SUV TV, Friday night.
I'm above average.
This is Colin Sexton, Cleveland Cavaliers. Shout out Next Play for letting me come here and work out. Y'all see it. Y'all see where we at.
Lewis Preston, glad that you're back with us here at the SUVTV.com. As always, Coach Preston, your first quarter thoughts.
First of all, great action by both teams right there. Once again, I talked about who's going to be able to get into the paint. Wheeler did a great job of changing defenses at different times. This game is just like we thought it would be. High intensity, high action, action-packed. Looking forward to the second quarter.
Henderson now pulls it back out and turns and looks at Coach Sellers for the set, and now they'll run it. They'll come out. Dylan Cambridge gets to start, the 6'3 junior, number 30 in white for Kell. Here's Colin.
And what I like right here, I love the fact that Wheeler came out in the 1-3-1 to start this second quarter.
Open, long two. It is bothered, and Hudson comes down with it. Hudson, Gamari, looks like Amir Green-Jones, Washington, and Kyle Burns get the start here in this second quarter for the Wheeler Wildcats, who are moving left to right as you view it, all in Navy. Inside, knocked away, tried to get it in a turtle. Here's a steal. On the break, running Cambridge all the way up. Layup, no. Tip, follow, no. Rebound, fought for. Amir Green-Jones wrestles it away, and he comes out. He kicks it up ahead. Here's Hudson. Hudson going to go all the way. Reverse lay. Good. Jaheim Hudson. Hudson now with 4 points in the contest.
And you know what I like about Hudson? Don't let his size fool you. He can handle that rock, and he's very nimble on his feet and has great soft hands there around the basket. Great reverse lay-in.
Harrison Henderson above the arc. They whip it around now. Jamal Hill is also out there along with Cambridge. Here's a drive. Harris, stop, foul. No, traveling violation call. 7 points in that first quarter for Max Harris to lead the Wheeler Wildcats, and Jalen Harris, so it's the Harrises doing it. He had 6 points in that first quarter to lead Kell. Minute and a half gone by, second quarter.
I'm just going to go ahead and say it right now. You better be strong with the basketball with both of these teams. If not, you're going to get your pocket picked.
A traveling violation call, and you just talked about it, the pressure defense. We talked about Najee Colin, but that's what he's done consistently since we started seeing him up close and in person since the fall league.
But what I love about that, though, that becomes contagious, right? It goes to Colin, then it goes to Scoop, and then it goes to other players on the team, and the next thing you know, you got 10, 11, 12 steals, right? 17 turnovers. Little things like that can add up into a 1 or 2 possession win.
Scooter Henderson will be going to the free throw line. Henderson coming in at 26 points per game, 6 boards, 5 assists, 2 steals, and the free throw is in good. Substitution now coming in. P.J. Johnson will be coming in. Paris Johnson Jr., the 6-foot sophomore.
So basically, you're just telling me Scoot Henderson does everything except take care of the concession stand, right?
That's what they told me. But the thing about it is, he hasn't had to do it as much by himself as many thought. Gamora, a 3, no. Chip Washington, no. Cambridge, good rebound, outletting it now. Here comes Harris. Jalen sidestep to travel, goes up, put back jam. Oh, swing on the rim, Scooter Henderson. That's why you always trail to play. A jam, a put back jam for Scooter Henderson. What a wonderful job of Jalen Harris to avoid the charging foul.
Great job.
Gamori picked up his dribble. Here's Washington, picked up now by Harris. Puts the body on him, extended the left arm. No call, turn, jump, no good. Rebound, Henderson brings it down, and now he'll push it. Kyle Burns comes in and will get the foul. Man, what an agile move from Jalen Harris to avoid Kyle Burns, who was defensively sound in trying to draw the charge.
He was, and that was an even better finish. Like you said, trail the play, you never stop running, and he got that. I mean, that might be the easiest deuce he gets tonight.
It will be. Burns goes out. Let's see who came in. Collier came in. The trick with the Wheeler numbers, they're the same color as the jersey, but they've got that gold trim around them. The boys from Hope Road taking on the boys from Lee Waters Road.
Man, I'm going to tell you this right now, boy. Wheeler's like Noah's Ark. They got tour everything on that.
Just about. I love it, though, Coach. They're in that 1-3-1 again, and I promise to goodness the 1-3-1 is not used enough. I guess because coaches don't know how to use it. Oh, tried to get the N1. Harris is fouled. They'll go to the free throw line. What is it that you like about the 13 defenses, as we like to call it?
What I like about the 13 defense is plain and simple. If you do what you need to do, you make them a 17 to 20-foot jump shooting team. But you got to make sure your guy on that backside that's in the middle, right, that he's able to cover from corner to corner, because he's got to do a lot of work. And your big man up there in the middle, he's got to be able to move in that triangle between the free throw line and down to the low block. So everybody's got to be moving in unison.
Both free throws good from Jalen Harris. And we're even at 20. 20-20 ball game, 5:07. Pressure defense right there near the timeline. Now they got him trapped in the corner. He fell down. It's out of bounds. And it will go to Wheeler.
It's a bad spot to get caught up right there. What a lot of people don't understand, when you keep playing on the sideline like that and you pick that ball up, it's 4 defenders.
Collier has it. Now whips it over to Gamori. They have been playing close to the timeline a lot here in this first half. Gamori going to drive, whip it over. Harris, corner, 3, no. Hill of the rim, rebound to Gamori in the lane. Gamori goes right back up, and he drew the foul. I think this will be on Cambridge. Let's see. It will be.
I'm telling you right now, I mean, you have to be strong with the basketball. These guys, I mean, their hands are super quick. And it's not fouls either. They're just getting their hands on the ball, and they're just like, you know what, whatever you can do, I feel like I can go down on the other end and do it better.
4:46 to go. Gamori got one more coming up. He has 4 points in the game, and he goes 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He has 5 points, and it gives him a 2-point lead. 22-24, 43 to go. Najee Colin into the forecourt. Henderson holds it, whips it to the corner. Open three. Harris, no, he wasn't square. He's fading a little bit to the baseline. Rebound to Collier. He's bothered and harassed by Colin. And he carried the basketball because of Colin's defense.
You know what you got to do against Najee Colin? I'm just going to call it like it is. Once you get your hip on him, you've got to continue to keep your hip and not have separation. Keep your body between him and the basket. Boy.
Cambridge showed there, but should have went ahead and pulled a jumper.
Exactly.
Made his move, and he walked with the basketball. Full court 2-2-1 now from Kell defensively. Fake a pass, now put it on the floor. Gamori goes around him. Now Gamori going to go all the way to the hoop. He walked with the basketball as well. Oh, they're going to call a foul. No, they called a travel. Yeah, he walked first.
Yeah.
There may have been a foul, but there was a travel. So now Aaron Smith, the 6'5 sophomore, will step back into the contest.
Does it mean that we have more turnovers and points scored in the second quarter? That's what it feels like.
Maybe so, but we've harped on the defensive adjustments from both teams.
Exactly.
So
love it.
Let's credit the defense for
Yes.
forcing those.
Yes.
I don't think it's bad offense at the moment.
No, not at all.
Henderson worked on by Gamori. Now gives it over to Harris. Back out. Fake the pass here. Smith, young sophomore, handling. Whips it to the corner to Colin. Colin bounces it to Johnson. Johnson goes in. He leans in. He walked with the basketball. I think that was a little anticipatory there.
Yes.
3:51 to go.
The defensive intensity has gone up like 2 levels in this quarter.
The energy from Kell can be felt. It's not rattling Wheeler, but it is causing problems. Collier faked it, put it on the floor, whipped it down low to Oliver, who dunked it home.
Wow, great
Oliver
catch.
was almost not ready for it, but he dunked it anyway in a 4-point lead. Back this way, Johnson, 3 is off. Board, come off Amir Green-Jones. They go up ahead. It's 2-on-1. Collier attacking up. No, and they foul. Get a good foul call. P.J. Johnson will get hit with the foul.
And once again, if you are strong with the ball and you can get that ball out of there, you're going to have some chances right there to attack the basket, because it seems like both teams are sending 4 guys to the offensive glass.
Well, Isaiah Collier will be going to the free throw line. Collier coming in at 13 points per game. He's got a pair of assists already in this contest. He's averaging 7 drop-offs this year. Free throw good from Collier. His first points of the contest.
I like how you said 7 drop-offs.
25-20 with 3:20 to go. Amir Green-Jones goes out, and now Jaheim Hudson is back in. Collier will have one more free throw. Free throw on the way, no good. Rebound off to Smith. So he split them, and it's a 5-point game. Largest lead of the game for Wheeler, or for either team for that matter. Here's Henderson. Henderson around the screen. Picked up the dribble there. Beautiful pass down low.
Nice.
Oh, seek and find Aaron Smith. Man, what a drop off there from Scooter Henderson. A little sharing and carry of the nifty variety.
Tell you one thing, he threaded the needle between 2 to 3 people right there.
Trying to tell you, I thought I was at Joanne Fabrics. Now here comes Henderson. Henderson on the break. Henderson all the way. Henderson, he lost it on the way up. Rebound comes off to Hudson. And now long lead pass up to Gamori. Gamori catches. Layup, no. Tip. Fight for it. Coming out. Henderson, foul call. It'll be on Gamori. Loose ball foul. Thought they maybe should have let that one go, Lou.
I agree with you on that one. That's a loose ball right there. Nobody had true possession of the ball.
.239 on the second quarter clock. 25-22. Substitution now, and Colin will go out. And is that Chester getting ready to come in? Yes, Ramir Chester, a 6-foot senior. Chester dynamic, man. I'm going to tell you, Coach Sellers has got between Chester, Hill, and Colin, and maybe I should go Colin, Chester, and Hill, scrappy guards. Henderson, they left him open, bottom. A 3-ball from Scooter Henderson.
And that is the one part of his game that everybody has some question marks about. if he can get that consistent, man, I'm telling you, lights out.
25-25, even ball game. Gomori, it was almost deflected. Here's Collier. Collier whips it to Max Harris. Good closeout. They get it to Oliver. Oliver, good in and out. Gomori, a three. Good. Yes. Wonderful ball movement. And Juvan Gomori has continued to come on. He has 8 points now. He's averaging 7, but over the last 3 games, all 3 wins on a 4-game winning streak for Wheeler, he's averaging 20 points. That is going to be big in the state playoffs going forward, to have that type of production coming off of the bench for the Wheeler Wildcats.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say it right. In order to win a state championship, you have to have some unsung heroes.
Okay.
He's one of the unsung heroes for this Wheeler Wildcats team through this 4-game winning streak that you alluded to earlier.
And Coach Thompson said, I've just been giving minutes here. He's being productive. He's earning more minutes, and a foul is called. And you're seeing over the last 3 games what they're able to do. Wheeler coming in at 72.75 points per game offensively, defensively allowing 59.7.
But I'm going to go back and say this about Gomori. For all of you out here listening tonight and all you young players, when your name is called, are you ready?
Yeah. They flip it in now. Here's Harris into Washington. They catch. He turns. Shooting. No. Rebound. Knocked away. Gomori on the glass. Gomori back out to Hudson. They've got it inverted. Hudson's supposed to be kicking it out to Gomori. They knocked it away. Steal. Long lead pass. Najee by himself. Left hand layup. Excuse me, Najee. I know it. It was a right hand. I'm sorry. I saw Collier coming. I thought he was going to pin your stuff.
But you know what, Colin was the one that got that tip, and then he gets rewarded with the layup on the other end.
Defense leading the offense. 75 seconds, second quarter. Cross-court pass, Collier back to Gomari. They left him open again. No good. Hill of the rim. Rebound comes to Harris. Harris goes in, and he drew the foul. One thing I want to mention, we talked about it. We saw Washington have a pretty solid fourth quarter on the road against Milton, where he was able to turn and shoot over defenders. He's doing that tonight, but they're not going, but it's a little bit more contest or a little bit more, I don't want to say as fluid, even though he is getting up over the defender.
I think he's automatically fading back right now. Okay. He doesn't need to. He needs to just go straight up and down. Like, who's going to block the shot? Nobody, right? He just needs to continue to go up and down and play the way that he's capable of playing. And you know what? Once you get into that paint, you're going to get contact. Mm-hmm. You're going to get hit. You just got to be prepared for it. If you're not prepared for it, you know what? I know Coach Thompson, especially this time of the year and this moving time, right? You got to go sit down and the next man up.
1:06 to go. It is a 1-point ball game, 28-17. The pace has slowed a little bit here in the second quarter. We alluded to that, a little bit having to do with defense.
And there's been a lot of it here. Both teams have done great jobs of changing defenses throughout the course of this second quarter. And you know what? It kind of reminds me of chess, right? You always got to be thinking 1, 2, 3 steps ahead. So I'm curious to see in this last 1:06 what both coaches have up their sleeves.
Can that apply to Chinese checkers as well?
No.
I can't? Okay.
No. We're going to stay domestic.
Okay. All right. Free throw on the way from Harris. He split them, missed the first, made the second. And it's a 2-point ball game, 29-27. We come up on 1 minute to go. Under a minute. Kell working on offense. A drive by Harris. No. Rebound. Tip out of bounds, and it will go to Wheeler. That's the one thing you have to be worried about with Scooter. He is a very good rebounding guard coming in at 7 boards a game.
But you want to know what I like about this defense in regards to changing defense for both of them? He's kept them out of foul trouble.
Yes. Fouls have not been a factor. They're 4 aside here in this second quarter, and we're in the final 37 seconds. Coming out high, Chester picks up on Hudson. Hudson now to Washington. Washington picked up by the smaller Cohen. Over to Collier. They're closing out very well, but Gomori's open. He didn't pull it. 26 seconds. Wheeler now possibly playing for the final shot. Here's Hudson. No Washington. Washington back to Gomori. 20 seconds. Colin, though, is in his stuff. He might have a count on him. He let him go, and he whips it over to Collier. Collier peels it back. 10 seconds. Here's Gomori. They're going to have to go now with 7 seconds. Gomori, 17-footer.
Oh, wow.
Oh, talk about working it and getting the shot. Javon Gomori off of the bench has been big. The long heave is no good, and we are at the end of the first quarter. The end of the first half. A 13-point second quarter from Wheeler, and they have a 31-27 lead over the Kell Longhorns, who put up a 12-point second quarter. The second half coming up in just a moment. Wheeler 31, Kell 27. SUV TV featured matchup on a Friday night.
I'm above average.
This is Colin Sexton, Cleveland Cavaliers. Shout out Next Play for letting me come here and work out. Y'all see it. Y'all see where we at.
We welcome you back inside Kell High School. Joel Hilsman and Lewis Preston in our SUV TV top-level seats. A 31-27 halftime lead for the Wheeler Wildcats. Coach, let's start with Javon Gamori. Over the last 3 games, I don't want to wear the stat out, 20 points per game. Tonight, leading Wheeler at the half with 10 points.
He's just once again stepping in and doing what he's been doing. What I love about this is the time of year when you got to have different players step up. Gamori's taken full advantage of his opportunity, which has helped out Caleb Washington, which has helped out Isaiah Collier, which has helped out Jaheim Hudson. So I'm curious to see if they can keep this going here in the second half. Once again, curious to see what type of adjustments the Kell Longhorns are going to make.
All right, Kell will come out. They will be playing defense first here in this third quarter. Wheeler will be moving right to left, all in the Navy. Navy tops, Navy bottoms, Navy numbers, but they've got that gold trim. Kell at home, all in white, white tops, white bottoms, and that burnt orange for the Longhorns. Scooter Henderson with 10 points there in that first half. Jalen Harris with 8 points in that first half. 4 scorers for Kell in that first half. 6 scores for Wheeler, but I don't want to harp on it again. Great back cut. Harris scores. Harris now in double figures. He has 10, and has another assisted field goal from the Wheeler Wildcats. Washington on the assist there.
And it was a great job right there off of that horns action right there. You basically just had the flare action over the top right there for a nice little layup by Harris.
Good clean game there in that first half, by the way. 5 fouls aside, and Max Harris picks up his first foul there. We talked about it a lot in the first half. We're going to talk about it here as we start this third quarter. Barry's barometer action right now. 3 ball. Cohen is no good. the defensive adjustments. How will they make them here? Collier on the run out. Collier blew the dunk. Tip, follow, yes, by Oliver. So Oliver with 6 points, been effective. No, they gave it to Collier, but that's Oliver on the tip.
That should have been Oliver on the tip.
It
definitely.
was. He goes in as my book is. It rebound Smith, no. Rebound Hudson, corrals it, gives it out now. Washington whips it up ahead quickly. Here's Collier. Collier alley. Ooh!
Oh, boy.
Kedrick Oliver with 8 points, and he has 3 dunks. All 8 in the paint, and Coach Sellers says, nope, no. 6-0 run to start. The half and the lead balloons quickly to 10. That's amazing. A 10-point lead, largest lead of the game.
And I'm going to go back to that very first play that Wheeler ran to start the second half right there to get Max Harris that easy layup, right? It just, once again, it becomes contagious from when you can do what you do offensively and you can turn around defensively and take some chances. And they've ballooned this thing out to 10 points. Great timeout by Coach Sellers right there. Curious to see what they come out with. I'm waiting for Coach Thompson to have another change in defense right here to once again make them have to think a little bit.
So let's see now exactly what they do coming out. 7:02, 58 seconds gone here, and they've rushed out with a 6-point advantage. Harris a hoop and then a pair of hoops from Oliver. Got to have a hoop coming out of the timeout. That's their first charge timeout. 3 ball, there you go. Scooter Henderson a 3. That's how you come out of the timeout, Coach.
That's pretty simple right there. Nice little ball screen and just rise up for that 3-point shot. Once again, that's been the question mark with Scooter Henderson. If he gets more consistent with that, lights out.
Now, we saw him earlier in the season. I think overall Washington jumped good. There it is, high above everyone and knocks it in. I've got to say overall the jumper is much more consistent versus this time a year ago.
Absolutely. Absolutely, and you know what? I tip my hat off to him for all the work that he has done in the offseason, right? Not only with Coach Persons, also with Tony Delk, others. Once again, it's getting smooth. He's got big hands.
Yes, he does.
He has huge hands. So, once again, that's another thing you got to work with as well.
Now that we keep up with hand size.
That comes from a big man now, okay?
I don't know what my hand size is. And an offensive foul called on Scooter Henderson. I did not agree with that.
Wow.
Now we had a pretty clean half, that last half. Now don't start this stuff. Yeah. 6:22 to go, a 9-point advantage for the Wheeler Wildcats, 39-30. We are in Georgia. We are in Class 6A. We are in Region 6. In Class 6A, the toughest region. Why? These two may meet in the state championship. They whip it down in a foul call. That'll be on Henderson. Yeah, that's his second. Wheeler goes in as the number 1 seed. Kell goes in as the number 2 seed. Now, why? And they're still playing a region game. What they did in this region is decided to take the first 8 games and use that for region seedings. And Kell lost in overtime to Wheeler. Both of them finished 7-1 through the first 7. The head-to-head went to Wheeler, so they are the 1. Kell is the 2. South Cobb is the 3. That 4th spot wide open, although South Cobb coming in at 14-10, a little dip down, but still very, very tough. I expect those 3 to be in deep rounds in the playoffs. Inside, Colin underneath and scores. The smallest man on the floor inside the paint and scores.
But that's what happens when Washington goes from being 6'8" and he drops the ball down. He gave Colin a chance to slap it out of his hands, get the offensive rebound, and stick back in.
Here's Washington. Washington has it now and gives it to Collier. Collier holds it, directs the traffic. No shot clock in the contest. 5.5 to go, third quarter. 7-point game. Washington has it. He puts it on the floor. He slipped. Now he whips it over to Collier. Good closeout. Kell is closing out very well. A 3. Harris. No. Foul call. Who is it on?
Oh. Oh, double foul?
Double foul, which will be a jump ball, which will give the possession to Kell if that is the case. Let's see. Foul on 4, foul on 3.
Yeah.
Double foul.
I'll tell you one thing. I haven't seen Coach Thompson this animated in a long time.
I have. When Jaheim Hudson picked up that 4th at Wheeler. 5:20 to go at Milton, 39-32. So now Wheeler falls back defensively and looks as though they're going to show a 2-3 at the moment. Colin takes it and comes across. They're going to pick up now and go man. Nope, they're going to go zone for the moment. Henderson whips it across. Johnson to Colin. Colin puts it on the floor. Keep the dribble alive. Now over to Henderson. Henderson attacks. They can't get into the middle. Now, is this one of the things that outfit that Kell needs to work on is the shooting? There's a jumper. Smith, no. Oh, Henderson tried to dunk it home. He got the offensive rebound. He hurt his own teammate. He goes up and scores, and now we'll have to stop play.
Wow.
He hurt his own teammate trying to dunk the thing back in. Speaking of distance, Smith has hit a three. Jalen Harris has hit 2 threes. Henderson has hit 2 threes. Doesn't feel like it. And now with the Wheeler zone, they're going to show D. Now what do we have? The official walks over to the scores table. Let's see. Now the basket is good from Henderson. And
We should just keep playing.
no, they may have called something. Let's see. They have called something. And I'm unsure what the call is going to be, and I don't see – it looked like it may be Kell ball out of bounds.
What?
No, it will be Wheeler's ball. May have been some warnings issued. There was a little friendly reminders underneath the basket there. 4:48 to go. Barry's barometer is over the first 3 minutes of the third quarter. 39-34. It is a 5-point game. It was a 4-point game at the half. Here is Harris now. Harris will come across the timeline, worked on by Chester, who's into the contest now. Ramir Chester, number 20. Here's Washington, and a foul call, and it'll be down on Smith. No, they called it on Chester way out, and Coach Sellers, that call came from the lead official. Now the whistles have begun to blow here in this third quarter,
Yeah.
4 fouls each, and we're not halfway gone.
That to me has no impact on what's going on with the game right there.
Harris comes in, and Johnson goes out for Kell. This region will be matched up with Region 7 in the first round, and that's Norcross, Archer, Berkmar, and Discovery. That's first round action for you.
Wow.
Preset brackets, the worst thing in the world. Here's Harris on the cut jumper. Collier,
Beautiful.
good.
Beautiful.
His first made field goal, he has 3 points in the contest.
That just goes to show you the depth of Wheeler right there. For that to be his first made field goal almost halfway through the third quarter, and they're up 7.
Bounces it over to Colin. Colin fakes the pass. They closed off the lane. Now Henderson fakes, drive, stop, 16-footer, rolled off, rebound Hudson, foul call. The whistles are blowing now. I didn't see anything either way. That one would be called on Jaheim Hudson.
I don't know. I'm not going to say anything.
41-34. The momentum and the flow being killed just a little bit. Wonderful, wonderful atmosphere inside this socially distanced Kell Gymnasium.
We should have never said anything at halftime.
I know, right? Inside, Smith, no call. Washington, long league pass to Collier. Collier tried to go over to Harris, and a turnover.
Yeah. He's got to put that on the rim.
Here comes Javon Gamori into the contest. He had 10 points in that first half, a pair of threes, 2 free throws, and a deuce. Henderson will inbound it now to Collier.
Tell you, Oliver's had an impact on this game as well with his 8 points.
Lost it. Poor decision. Now got to get back. Here comes Collier. Collier hesitates, goes in. Good defense from Henderson. He'll be hit with his third foul. We're talking about this being Class 6A. Kell has 5 losses. Grayson, Pebblebrook, McEachern. Those are all 7A schools. Yeah. Then the Wheeler, which is the 6A, and then mighty Sandy Creek, the 3A favorite. Wow. Those are their 5 losses.
Wow.
Collier first free throw. Good.
Man.
Wheeler coming in with 4 losses on the year. Milton, South Cobb, which they also have a victory over, Berkmar, and Grayson. So in essence, they're 3 of their 4 losses to 7A schools. What am I point? We don't need 7 classes in Georgia. That's my point. Here comes Colin. Colin now has it back 3:35 and a moving clock.
You got a lot of points to make about Georgia basketball.
Drive, drop off. Cambridge blocked from behind. I like the idea from Harris, but he was so high he could have flipped it in the rim.
Yeah.
I did do that. That is, see, there I go getting 7A and 6A mixed up. That's probably because Wheeler was in 6A. Let me correct myself. It is Region 6 and Region 7 in 6A. It ain't Norcross and Berkmar. That's 7A.
It's okay.
No. The folks in Thomaston will confuse themselves if you let them.
You said that. I didn't.
I did say it. Henderson at the free throw line. It is good. Scooter Henderson now. This may be the way Kell has to slow the bleeding a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That matchup in 6A, that will be that'll be Cambridge, Centennial, Chattahoochee, that region.
Okay.
Centennial and Chattahoochee sitting atop that region right now. And that whole bracket will be on that top left quadrant. Could be interesting, especially with those boys out in Augusta. Evans, drive, drop off. Washington, and one on the dunk. Caleb Washington with the jam. 45-36.
I think Jaheim Hudson's more excited for Caleb Washington and Caleb finishing the basket right there.
So Washington now going to the free throw line. Washington 8 points in the contest. Kyle Burns is back in as well. The whistles have been important here. We're at 3:03 in the third quarter. We've got 11 fouls. It is an and one opportunity coming up now for Washington, but they are in the bonus as well.
But I'm going to go ahead and say this. That last possession right there is a great example of ball movement, right? They kept that thing moving. Nice little dump down. Washington with the three-point play.
Lead goes back out to 10. They match the largest lead, 46-36. Chester has it in the corner. Now here is Harris. Harris put it on the floor, worked on by Burns. Stop, goes up, forced it out. No, Cambridge rebound back out to Colin. Colin gonna go, an attack, go up, layup, no good. Rebound, there's contact. Hudson has it, drops it off now. Here's Washington to the corner. Gamari, open, 3, no. Rebound, Hudson underneath, goes up and scores.
Might need a timeout right here. Might need one.
Largest lead now at 12. A walk by Henderson and it was not called. They need a bucket and badly now. 2:25 in the corner. 3, smacked him and a foul call. Cardinal sin, Javon Gamori with the foul. His second and 3 free throws coming up now for Jalen Harris. He's 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He has 8 points. All of those coming in that first half.
Crazy right there, isn't it? That might be the only mistake that young man's made so far tonight.
Pretty much.
And what's interesting is when you talked about that you need to take and they need to score right here. So we got to figure out how to take full advantage of this and try to get back into this game, because one of the things about Wheeler, they're going to keep moving that ball and keep doing the simple things.
One more free throw coming up. 2:21 to go. I'm going to give you a fair warning. You've upset the training community.
How did I upset the training community?
You know they're a sensitive community. Free throw on the way. It's good. Wow. He made all 3 of them. That's all I'm going to say. The rest we can talk about.
Oh,
he stepped out of bounds. A turnover.
Great call.
$2:17 to go. It is a 10-point ball game. I was debating on whether to say that.
You shouldn't even say it.
I know. I didn't want to change your mood. A 3 from Henderson. No. Rebound underneath. Fought for. And now going to come out. Long lead pass. Here comes Collier. Collier to the glass and scores.
Smart move by Collier right there. He knew that Scoot Henderson had 3 fouls and he wasn't going to be able to pick up the
another foul.
Another one.
This one is on Jaheim Hudson. Cardinal sin. These could come back to bite them now. 50-38. He's going to go and get 3 more. Now he's 5 of 5, and he just stroked in 3 in a row.
Yeah.
1:56 to go, third quarter. Game now is slowed to a screeching halt. 14 fouls have been called.
It's been more fouls called this quarter than in the whole first half.
Exactly. On SUV TV, Milton now has busted it open on Cedar Shoals, 55-34. So Cedar hung with them for a half. Milton, the number 10 team in the country. Although they should have been playing the number 18 team in the country. Free throw, good.
I want you to tell me how it upset the training community. About the jump shot?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's in your mentions.
Yeah. I see what I see.
Free throw is good. You know we're interactive. 50-40. We just don't boast it.
I only got 17 years coaching in college.
50-40. One more coming up for Harris.
Next up.
Free throw. Good. I'm telling you, man. Here's Washington. Washington on the drive. Now spins it over to Burns. Burns, quick dribble, step in, leaning in. Burns, no. Rebound, Henderson. Henderson now puts it on the floor. Henderson in transition. Henderson stop, whips it over. Johnson, the pass could not be corralled cleanly. Johnson now back to Colin. They get a hoop here. There's some business. 90 seconds, third quarter. Colin inside, back to the basket. Smith, left hand, no. Board ripped off. Giles into the contest. Up to Gamori. Gamori angles across. Amir, Green, Jones, all three names, all 3 points. 53-41, it's the 12 now. Henderson, pump fake, goes up and is fouled and will go to the free throw line. Good job there drawing the contact. 1:06 to go, third quarter. Henderson going to the free throw line. He's 3 of 4 on the day. He's having a pretty solid third quarter right now with 7 points. That gives him 17 in the game. Front iron, no good on the free throw.
One of the things is, even though he has 3 fouls, he's continued to attack to get to the basket. So, once again, got to continue to play to your strengths right there overall, giving him an opportunity here on this second free throw to get 1 out of 2.
Stuck it. It's good. 42 points up on the board for Kell, but they're trailing now by 11. Here's Amir Green Jones, who came over from Walnut Grove, a jump pass. Gamori drives, took contact, blocking foul called. I thought that was good defense, and Gamori will go to the free throw line. Now, it doesn't matter if it's on the shot or not because they're over the limit, and he'll shoot 2 free throws. And they put 9 fouls up on the board. Now, Mr. Ref is going to go over and say, hey, look, don't go past 8. You know why the officials do that, right? They don't want you to keep track of how many they're finna blow after that. And now that's exactly what she's doing. She's resetting it. The free throw is good. Gamori free throw good, 54-42. And he made her go change that. That's 9 fouls. We know how many it is. Free throw good from Gamori. He has 12. Little stuff like that trips me out, man. And I know that's the rule, but it's funny. That rule is built in to protect the officials. You don't want to know how many fouls they're calling. Kick it back out now. Here comes Colin. Colin driving, fading, good. Najee Colin with 8 points. Kell's not done, but they need, as you like to say, some spurtability. They need a 6-7-0 run. Close the quarter strong. Will Wheeler now. 11-point ball game. Amir Jones, 24 seconds and a moving clock. Gamori works it around. They close that second quarter strong. Gamori drives, 14-footer, short. Rebound comes off. 12 seconds to go. Outletting it now. Here comes Harris. Harris on the attack. Harris flipped it up. No. Follow. Henderson. No. Smith. Yes. Yeah. Aaron Smith with the follow to end the half. In the quarter. Long heave is no good. They needed that one. A good close to the third quarter. There's a little 4-0 spurt. 55-46. Wheeler in front. Fourth quarter next.
Yeah. Got me high. Get too high now, sugar. Come on. I might never come down. I might never come. You might never come down. Let me get down.
I'm above average.
including Colin Sexton, including Cavaliers. Shout out Next Play for letting me come here and work out. Y'all see it. Y'all see where we at.
Joel Hillsman and Lewis Preston, glad that you're back here with us. The SUVTV.com featured matchup Friday night in our SUV TV top level seats. 55-46, 8 minutes to go. Now, Kell trailing by 9. We'll start with them. They'll get possession first. What do they need to do? They're currently on a 4-0 run.
They got to continue, like you said, with that mini spurt ability that they had right there to end that third quarter. They have got to they got to create more possession. They got to get more hands on the ball. They got to get some easy baskets because by the way that they're calling this game, right, they can make up for it at the free throw line.
Fouls do reset this year, and I just saw my man Blaine walk in from Fox 5. You know it's big-time ball now. Kick it out. Gamori, open three, short, board, tip, comes off. Henderson couldn't get it. Washington picked it up. Washington retreats it to the corner of Collier. He goes baseline. Collier left his feet to make a pass. It always leads to a turnover. Henderson running. Henderson over to Colin. Colin going to come on the attack. Good move, nice. Najee Colin. He's got 10 points, and I love how he made the move on Hudson and got him on his back and then used the rim and laid it up on the other side.
Once again, just shows you how high his basketball IQ is.
Flying in, good no call. Hudson gets the board. Hudson turns, drops it off. Inside Washington dunks.
I'll tell you one thing. Wheeler's inside guys might be two of the best quality passing big men that you might see in the state.
Inside, up, no foul call, out of bounds, and it will stay with Wheeler. Let's set the lineups for you now. Kell is in possession. It is Colin, Henderson, Smith, Hill, and Harris on the floor for the Kell Longhorns. Wheeler counters with Collier, Washington, Harris, Gamari, and Hudson. Henderson with the fading jump is good. 57-50. Steal. Colin coming, charging up. What? You stopped the break?
Wow. That ball.
That is terrible.
That basket should have counted.
That should count. That hoop should count. That is awful. That is awful. You do not stop the break like that. And if I'm Jermaine Sellers, I'm going to get my money's worth. That is an awful call, Mr. Official. Just wiped out a fast break. That is awful. He just wiped out 2 points on a fast break because he called a foul back at midcourt to stop a fast break. They get together. They're going to talk about it now. They're going to give him the hoop. That is bad. That is bad. Bad officiating there.
I'm not going to say anything. You said enough.
That's awful. That's awful.
Or if he's going to stop the play, it should have been an intentional.
Exactly.
2 shots and the ball back.
You can't. There's not a clear path foul in high school if that's what you're going to call. But that is a poor call by the official after the basket is made and it's 59 feet away from the hoop. That's a bad call. I don't care if you're playing blue and green at the Trinity School. Around the screen now is Henderson. Henderson now to Colin. Man, mark that down. That's a big 2 points. Colin drive off out of bounds. That's a big 2 points, Lou. This should be a 5-point game.
I agree with you.
You give them the bucket and then go side out of bounds.
Mm-hmm. Because he was already extended.
In the motion, yes. That's a terrible call. Inside, open three, no rebound. They get nothing out of it. Lead pass, Collier, up ahead, Henderson with the steal.
Right.
Now here comes Harris. Jalen, they don't have numbers in the corner. Colin, a 3-ball bottom. Now look how big that bad call will be. 57-53. I'm going to harp on that because that was terrible. And you can tell the GHSA I said it, and you can tell this crew I said it, and you can tell their association I said it. That's bad. 57-53, 6:10 to go. Timeout, Wheeler.
You know what I love right here? We talked about them coming out and getting some extra possessions. great job spurtability-wise by Kell, right? Because once again, through that, this is where I give them credit. They kept playing through. They kept playing through. Once again, a veteran team being able to play through some adversity, and that's a huge three by Coleman right there at the corner, especially with Jaheim Hudson coming at him and flying at him. I mean, that says a lot about this team right here. I'm curious to see right now for Wheeler. I would go back to that horns action to see if we can get something going towards the hoop right here, because they need a basket right here, and they got to get a series of 2 to 3 stops in a row.
I'm still tripping over this call, Coach. If anything, it's an and one. You get one free throw. I mean, he just jacked that call up every which way. Float in, and now a bad blocking foul call. This official now is not doing a good job. 57-53, 6:03 to go. Tale of two halves if you're the refs. 57. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. What I'm curious about right now is we're seeing changing defenses by both teams right here, right? What are we going to do now? Because here's the thing. Kell's going to have to figure out how to manufacture some different things. In regards to Wheeler, to me, with Washington and Hudson on the floor, I just think you got to keep working that ball on the inside and work from the inside out, unless you can get them into some action and get some easy stuff going to the basket. Once again, if I'm Kell, I'm playing downhill, driving, trying to get to the basket, and trying to see if I can force them to blow the whistle, because that's one thing that they've done very consistently so far in the second half.
In the middle of the play, everywhere. I'm glad I'm not a coach. I'd have got teed up.
Would you?
I would have got teed up right there. I would have gotten teed up. That's horrible. That's a horrible call.
But you got to move on.
I understand, but I'd have been moving on with the seatbelt on because I'd have got a tech. I would have gotten a tech.
In a situation like that, right, most times if you're a really good official because you knew you blew the call, you take it. You take it, you swallow it, and you move on from it.
That is true. That is true. And Coach Sellers was upset about it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an and one. If you're going to call that, and you stop the break, though, that's free throw call, you're good. I'm going to leave it alone. I know you guys at home want me to leave it alone. And I just,
I think this is bringing back a bad memory of your playing days somewhere.
58-53. No, I just that's in a game of this nature.
I agree.
Those 2 points and maybe the free throw, they didn't even get that. So that's 3 points. Now they came back and got it on the other end.
Right.
But still, that's a factor. If it comes down to a 2-point game, there are your 2 points.
2-3 zone right here.
Steal.
Yep.
Collier ripped it away. Collier now spins. Dumps it off. Hudson, he blew the dunk. A Sprite commercial. And now up ahead, here's Henderson. Henderson had to save it. It went off of a body. Driving in, kick it back. In the corner, Cole in a right wing three. It's off the mark. Rebound tip. Gamari comes away with it. Coach Sellers wanted that one bad. Yeah. 5:30 to go. Gamari across the timeline. It's a 6-point game. Wheeler has led by as many as 12. And in this second half, Kell has not gone away. They got it down to 4. Big possession here. Collier worked on by Colin. He's got to count on him. He picked up the dribble. He jumped past into Hudson. Hudson up and one.
Wow.
Jaheim Hudson.
That's a great pass by Collier. Great pass.
59. Oh, no, check it now. That's going to be 61-53, 8-point ball game. Substitution, Hill out, Johnson in with 5:12 to go. The Wheeler crowd across the way and the Wheeler coaching staff asking them to stand up. Free throw on the way. 3-point play is good from Hudson. Hudson putting together a pretty solid night now. He has 9 points.
And once again, them going back to this 2-3 zone by Wheeler right here has made it very hard for Kell to basically be able to penetrate off the dribble and get in the paint.
And what's so effective about that is it's going to force you to shoot it. They haven't been able to – since they went to the zone, only one made 3, and that came on a broken play. Mm-hmm. Not only is it forcing them to shoot the 3, but as you say, not letting them drive, which is especially of the Kell Longhorns.
And here's another thing. The way that they're playing that 2-3 zone, they are forcing them high up to finish.
Man, talk about working hard. Scoot Henderson, multiple offensive rebounds and a second chance opportunity. 4:51 moving clock. Colin flipping. He's got him in the backcourt. And now foul is called. Why did I compliment the officials in the first quarter? Why did I do it? I know better. I'll find myself. 62-55, 7-point ball game. Joel Hillsman and Lewis Preston, glad that you're with us on our SUV TV top-level seats. We're in Marietta. We're at Kell. It's Wheeler and Kell in Class 6A Region 6. They could be meeting next week in a region championship game. They'll be opposite brackets, and they could meet in Macon for a state championship. We could be halfway home between these two meetings this year. They already played overtime this year. Gomori, baseline, out of bounds. Woo. Kell sticking and staying with it. They've got the crowd with them in this wonderful gymnasium and the socially distanced crowd. Colin quickly up ahead to Henderson. Henderson puts it on the floor, jumps up in the lane, and he got fouled as he went to the hoop. It'll be the second team foul call.
This is the first time so far in the game I hadn't seen Wheeler get back with the level of intensity that they've been getting back. And once again, Kell did a great job passing the ball ahead, getting it to Henderson. Henderson forcing the action. Now he's going to the free throw line to shoot two.
And I think right now we talk about it, the more aggressive you can get the calls late. First free throw is good. 62-56.
And once again, I'm going to give Kell credit because, once again, when they had that adversity, they met it head on.
No good. Second free throw. Rebound comes out. 5 of 8 from the free throw line. Now here comes Collier. Collier goes to the corner. He's trapped. He whips it across to Gomori. Open. Corner 3. No. Board on the floor. They fight for it, and they get it. And now a timeout called by Jalen Harris. A heads-up play. 62-56. But look at Colin. Is like, I was wide open coming up the floor. A timeout called by Kell. They have 3 remaining. This one called with 4:08 to go.
And once again, we talked about changing defenses, being able to do some things, manufacture some points. When Wheeler misses, right, and they're not getting back in transition fast enough, Kell, they're getting into the paint. If they're able to score and get back in their set defense, Kell's having a harder time to score. In regards to coming down on this other end right here, if I'm Wheeler, I have got to be strong with the basketball. If I'm not strong with the basketball, I'm going to pay the price, because here's the thing. Kell's got quick hands, right, and they're getting their hands on a lot of these balls. And any 50-50 balls right now, the Longhorns have been taking advantage of it.
Yes, they have been winning the 50-50 balls since the beginning. 62-56, Kell in possession. They move left to right. The 5 on the floor will be Colin, Henderson, Cambridge, Smith, and Harris. The 5 on the floor for Wheeler will be Collier, Max Harris, Washington, Oliver, and Hudson. That's their starting 5. Scooter Henderson right now, let me see, 10, 18, 20, 22, 23 points. He's leading all scorers. Javon Gomori has 12. Caleb Washington has 11. Isaiah Collier quietly has 9. Jaheim Hudson has 9. They spaced it out a little bit. Max Harris is the one who's quiet, but he's got 10. 3.
Nice shot.
Scooter Henderson, a deep triple. And it's a 3-point ball game. They trail by 12. They got it down to 4. Now they've got it to 3. Collier, no. Rebound. Washington corrals it. Harris down the lane, and he got it blocked. Harris tried to go in there and dunk it. Nothing is free, and a foul called on Kell and on Smith.
You got to make it the old-fashioned way. You got to knock down free throws now.
Let me check the calendar. Hold on. Oh, yeah, it's mid-February. Yeah.
I call it moving month.
I see. Harris is at the free throw line. He's 50% on the night. 1 of 2. He split them back in the second quarter. 3:36 to go. Kell trailed by 12. They got it to 4. Then they went down again by 9, and now here it is at 3.
Spurtability.
Yeah, they needed a 6, 7, 8 run. They needed to be able. Now, I'm going to just be honest with you. The ebb and flow of the ball game, no shot clock. They can't allow it to get to 5, 6, 7 points anymore.
No.
Not enough time in the day for that. Kell offensively coming in 80.8 points per game, defensively allowing 61.4. So, of course, we talk about the Wheeler defense and Coach Thompson. They brought that number way down because Kell has 3 yardstick games this year, and they have 8 games of more than 80 points. But the defensive adjustments and the play of the Wheeler Wildcats has brought that down. They scored 74 in the first meeting. They gave up 75. Free throw in and out, no good. Harris.
Got to make free throws late.
Harris will get one more. As a team in the fourth quarter, Wheeler is 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Another one coming in a three-point ball game. It's on the way. It is good. He split them. Had to have it. 4-point game. Colin comes across the timeline now back to Henderson. Henderson has it. You might want to tighten up the hatch if you're Collier defensively because you don't want Scoop letting go on you. Screen from Smith.
Got to get your hands up.
Washington now on the switch. They had that matchup there earlier in the contest. Here's Colin. He sees it. He drives. Cambridge baseline dunk and one.
Yep.
I see you with the share and the care. Najee Colin on the dime drop. Dylan Cambridge with the jam. Cambridge first field goal. Man, Najee Colin, boy, special move there, Coach.
It was a special move. Great hands, great job finishing right there with the chance at an and one to make this a potential one-point game.
The officials are getting together and talking about something. They've had more conferences than Zoom today in this contest. 63-61, 3:14 to go. Dylan Cambridge, his first made field goal, and now he's going to go to the free throw line for the first time. 63-61. They trail by 12. They got it to 4. Then they got it to 3. It's at 2 right now. You know what happens if he makes the free throw. Man, this gym is loud, and it ain't nowhere near capacity. It's socially distanced. Just think if COVID wasn't in the air. Boy, this place will be jam-packed. But the atmosphere is great. Free throw, Cambridge, good. 63-62, 3:15 in a moving clock. Wheeler in Kell in Georgia. 6A, Washington has it. Now he gives it to Hudson, who holds it between the rings. They've extended the defense. Here's Washington now back out to Collier. Collier now has it. They're talking on the screen and hedging, and the crowd gets loud. Here's Collier now worked on defensively. He's got the dribble alive on Hill. He stopped. He pulls from the elbow. It is short. Rebound offensively by Oliver. Oliver jumped past to Washington. Washington tries to go baseline. They trap him. They knock it away, and a foul is called from behind. I thought Cambridge had all Wilson.
He had all Wilson.
This particular official with the mask is the one that gave him that call, that terrible call just a little while ago. The officials were outstanding in the first half. They've been atrocious in the second half.
Wow. That's a tough one.
And let's see. Smith will be coming in.
Shooting 1-on-1.
They called a tech? No. Technical foul been called. Look at this. 2:51 to go in a one-point game. You call a foul that was all ball and now a technical. I don't know the officials' names. I don't want to know their names. 2:51 to go. They're absolutely ruining a very good ball game. And if for some reason Kell wins this one, bruh, they played 5-on-8. 2:51 to go. Stay out of the way, Stripes. Free throw coming up now for Hudson. Jaheim is at the line. He's 1 of 1. Jaheim puts it in the air. It is good. Now remember, they got 3 more free throws and the ball coming after this.
Yeah.
Hudson, another one coming. Goes through his free throw routine. It's in the air. It is short. And the crowd applauds at that. The problem with the Harris foul, the technical, I think that did him in. Now a full timeout is called. Now, what did the officials do? If they called the tech, it's 2 more. Oh, the foul called, okay. That was the 5th or the 6th. Board has 6 fouls, so it was 1 and 1. Where's the 2? You know what?
Yeah.
I don't think they even know. 2:51 to go. Kell at 15-5. Wheeler at 20-4. Wheeler, as Coach mentioned, coming off of a 7-8 title they can't defend. Milton is the heavy favorite, and they have pulled away and took care of Cedar Shoals.
Here's what I'm curious about right now with everything that's going on. Once again, it's still a one-possession game. You know, with everything that has happened, it is still a one-possession game. So Kell's just got to go get them some stops, right? And after they get them some stops, go down, attack the basket the way that they've been attacking, and see if they make the officials make some more calls.
Well, they have no problem with it. 2-point ball game. Somehow, by the grace of a miracle, Kell is in the ball game. They've had 2 points taken away from them. They've had a technical call. They've had all kind of stuff go against them. On the cut, a travel. 64-62. Milton has defeated Cedar Shoals. Milton finishes 23-2. Milton, number 10 in the country. Pace is number 18 in the country. Grayson is number 21 in the country. Number 18, back on January 18th, it was Martin Luther King Day, and Pace and Milton were supposed to play. They could not. Pace has been trying to play him ever since. Milton declined.
Back to that 2-3 zone right here by Wheeler. They got to keep Scoot out the paint. They got to keep them out of the paint right here. Oh.
Here's Smith. Smith now has it. Check it. That's Harris. Now over to Henderson. Henderson put it on the floor. Henderson dropped it off to Cambridge. Cambridge adjusted. It's tied. Tie ball game. Dylan Cambridge on the cut. It's good. 64-64, 2:05. 16 fouls for Kell, 3 for Wheeler. Here's Collier. Collier goes and swings it over to Washington. Washington now has it. The Collier. Collier now to Harris. In. Washington to Hudson. Whipped it back out. Collier set. Fire. 22-footer. Hill of the rim. No. Rebound underneath. Washington. And they take it away. Cambridge with the steal. Here comes Henderson. Kell has not led in a long, long time. On the drive. Cambridge lost it. It's on the floor. Foul is called from this official. No. A timeout is called. Now, Coach Jermaine Sellers, I need him to be careful. He's dancing and jumping because he got the timeout. Now, remember, he's got a ligament. Well, you might not know. He injured his left foot. He was in a boot. Coach Thompson is in a boot. Moultrie at South Cobb is in a boot. They all in the same region. The region, that's how bad it is. You got to go through war in Region 668. You got 3 of the top contenders in the state and all 3 of the coaches in a boot, although Coach Sellers is out of the boot for this one.
Wow.
Yeah, you didn't know that, did you?
Now I do.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if the boot came from Kit. Never mind.
No.
137 to go. 64-64. That's Lewis Preston. I'm Joe Hillsman. Glad that you're with us. The SUVTV.com. All right, Coach, inside the huddles, what's going on?
Very, very simply right here. If I am Wheeler, right, I might show zone, go to man. I might do something and try to trap Scoot Henderson right here, and somebody else has got to step up and make a shot. Flip around down on this end right here. If I'm Wheeler, they've got to do a better job of just protecting the ball, because you know what? It's not nonchalant. It's just Kell is doing a great job of just being really active. Once again, 2 great coaches in regards to making adjustments, in regards to coming out of timeouts. So I'm very curious right here, and it looks like right now Wheeler is going to stay in that 2-3 zone.
Kell will take it baseline out of bounds. Looking is Jalen Harris. He's looking. He gets it into Henderson.
Oh, they went man.
They had an ISO there for a moment.
Yep.
Now they're back in zone.
Back in zone.
Here's Colin has it. Look at the clock. The clock isn't moving. The clock is not moving. It's at 1:34. It's stuck. It's stuck. The clock still is not moving. The clock is not moving, and now the official sees it. And how much time is he going to adjust it to? Man, that was a good 8, 9, 10 seconds. 64-64. Let's set the 5 on the floor. For Kell offensively in the white, it is Cambridge, Colin, Henderson, Harris, and Smith. For Wheeler defensively in the blue, it is Washington, Hudson, Collier, Harris, and Oliver.
I love Larry Thompson right there. Most coaches would have lost their mind about the clock. He just sitting there cool.
Willie in the boot, Coach.
Boot don't mean nothing. He was up there yelling earlier, fully walking in the boot. I don't know what you're talking about.
I just wanted to get the boot out.
Evidently.
So
I don't know who makes the boot, but they should be a sponsor of this region.
Really? Yes. Whoever, yeah. I'm not going to give nobody no ideas, though.
Yeah, you're right about that.
1:34 to go. Glad that you're with us wherever you are. The SUVTV.com. SportsGrid.com. Key victories for Wheeler this year: McEachern, Sandy Creek, Pebblebrook, South Cobb in a split, Lanier, Kell, and North Gwinnett. Key wins for Kell this year: Lake Norman Christian, Chattahoochee, Fayette County, Berkmar, and South Cobb. And now the clock has decided it wants to take its time. I'm okay with it. It's stuck at 134. The score is correct. We're 64-64, and now you get basically what comes to a free timeout. And I'm okay on a Friday night on SUV TV. Glad that you are with us wherever you are. TheSUVTV.com. Remember, at SUV TV on Twitter. You realize this is just the regular season, right?
I know.
Glad, yeah. The region tournament next week will be held at Wheeler. It begins on Monday.
So we didn't call so much activity. We didn't knock the clock out, huh?
I'm going to call it karma for the refs.
Oh.
That's what I'm going to do. We got an even ball game through all of that. Now look at Najee Colin's 2 points down here.
I knew you were going to bring that up.
I can't help it.
I knew you were going to bring it up.
That was bad, man. That was bad. That was bad. All right. Side out of bounds. Clock, they took 9 seconds off. 125. Cambridge will be the trigger. They've got Scoop doubled in the backcourt. He broke it. Now comes, stop, goes up, and a traveling violation. Yeah, he looked like he was out there on the football field as a running back.
He looked good, though.
Who would you have at running back, him or Bruce Thornton?
Oh, boy.
At running back, it's just a play. Never mind, Luke.
Yeah,
never.
Yeah, I don't even know why you asked a basketball guy that question.
Okay.
You know how I feel about football in
I'm
this state.
trying to engage all of the audience. We do have the casual fans here tonight. You got Fox 5 here tonight. Look at that. Timeout call by Larry Thompson. I can tell you who's not here tonight.
We ain't going there. All I'm going to say this right now, I would go middle pick and roll right here. I go middle pick and roll.
With Collier?
Yes.
Okay.
I would have it with Hudson or Washington would call you in a middle pick and roll, and I'm going to take him. You know what? I'm going to take that back. I'm going to pick and pop with Washington and look to dump that thing into Hudson down low. See, once again, for all of y'all who can't see, I mean, Joel Hillsman he's as important as the president in regards to when it comes to Georgia basketball, getting all types of information.
Brunswick just got him a 10-point win over Glenn Academy. That region tournament starts next week. Now remember, that's Statesboro. That's Richmond Hill. That's Brunswick. Richmond Hill, how many? 14, 15 in a row, and now they begin to catch L's. Look at the schedule.
The moving month.
Look at the schedule.
Moving month.
Look at the schedule. 64-64, 108 to go. Side out of bounds now.
So instead of ball don't lie, schedule don't lie?
Exactly. It's not that cut and dry.
Okay.
Corner, Gamari, feed it to Hudson. Hudson is doubled. Hudson now has it. He's doubled. He turns inside, and it was rejected. Foul call from this.
I don't think I put my hands on the back of my head more in any basketball game this year. I know you want to say it. Don't say it.
No, I'm behaving, man. I work for a very good company, and I know the other company. I'm trying to get back in and get the finals for you guys. Ball rolls in good for Hudson. Hudson now stepping up big here at the free throw line in the fourth quarter, 3 or 4. 1 point game.
I'm going to tell you right now, somebody need to watch this clock when this thing, I mean, it's a little.
Free throw. Good. He made them both. He's been big at the free throw line. 2-point game, 52 seconds, no shot clock. Henderson has it. The screen comes from Smith. They show the hedge. He's going to go all the way, drop it
nice
out to Smith.
Pass.
And it fell out.
Oh, my goodness.
Rebound tip out of bounds.
Oh.
And he gives it to Wheeler. Oh, my God.
Wow.
Well, hey, you know what? They've been consistently inconsistent in the second half. Beautiful drop off by Henderson Smith. Couldn't get it to go. Man, all I saw was blue shirts go out of bounds. Wheeler folks going to kill me too, but guys, hey, it's been a little dicey. Here's Collier. Collier crosses the timeline. Colin picks him up. 31 seconds. Colin is in his stuff. There's a push-off. He's going down the lane. Offensive foul called on Collier. The Kell crowd really roars and claps their hands. Nothing brings everybody together like basketball. I love it. 66-64. 27 and 17 seconds. Do they hold for the final shot? Henderson into the front court. Henderson now peels it back out. 22 seconds. It's a 2-point game. Henderson drives, took contact, foul. They'll go to the free throw line.
Where was the foul at? If anything, that should have been a jump ball.
5 of 8 from the free throw line for Scooter Henderson. Coach, I'm not going to say anything anymore.
I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and say this. He forced the contact, right?
Yes.
There was nothing by the defender. Hudson had the ball.
Uh-oh. He was 5 of 8. Now he's 5 of 9, leaving points at the free throw line in major situations. 19 and 1/10 seconds. Gamari is back in. Oliver is out. Henderson free throw. It rolled in good. It's a 1-point game. They've got the foul, though, with 19 and 1/10 seconds. They don't have all day. Collier now gives it to Harris. Harris to Collier. Collier now going to drive. Collier all the way, and a whistle and a timeout call. Coach Larry Thompson is about to work magic on the grease board. 66-65, 11 and 3/10 seconds. They let 8 seconds go without a foul.
I didn't get that. Right there. I think you go for the steal early, and then after that, you got to go for a foul, right?
Yeah, they don't get across half court for me.
Wow. Interesting.
Because, I mean, they got 17 fouls. It would have been a double bonus either way, but at that point, you've got to kind of conserve time. He's Lewis Preston. I'm Joel Hilsman. Glad that you're with us. The SUVTV.com. Tomorrow night, we go down south. It'll be Eagles Landing in Dutchtown Region 4 5A. Championship on the line.
Henry County, huh?
Henry County.
Well.
I can't wait to that game. I got some gems to drop down there as well.
Well.
Yeah.
Headed down south.
Yeah, we get you out this neck of the wood. Get you
What
in
are you talking about?
Get you in another district.
Boy, Cobb County, finest county. I know I'm going to catch flack for that. I already know. I'm going to catch flack for that. Gwinnett, Cherokee.
Yeah, well, Gwinnett.
North Fulton.
Yeah, well, I've been there enough. Heck, I was in Morgan County the other day. Went down to Putnam County, too. 66-65. 11 and 3/10 seconds. Baseline out of bounds. Now he gets it into Hudson. They got a foul immediately. They don't. Here comes Hudson. He bounces it over to Washington. They're still not fouling. Washington now, he fouled, but there's 6 and 2/10 seconds. I don't understand that both times. I don't understand that one, Coach Lou. Washington at the free throw line. He's got 2 now. He's 1 of 1 from the free throw line. So even if he makes both, it's still a 1-possession, 1-shot game.
We lost 12 seconds right there.
Free throw. Good.
Ooh.
2-point game. Kell trailed by 12. Got it to 4. Then got it to 3. Then got it to 2. Then got it to 1 and tied it. And now down by 2. 6 and 2/10 seconds remaining. Washington with another big free throw right here. It's in the air. It is good. It's a 3-point ball game. It's a timeout call by Kell. They will have to go the length of the floor. 6 and 2/10 seconds. All right, draw it up, Coach.
I just think you got to let Scoot be Scoot right here. If I'm a Wheeler, I call it 44 down. We switch everything, right? Here's the crazy part now.
They fouled twice on 3-point attempts.
That's exactly what I was going to bring up earlier. This is going to be one that when you're going to have to contest with your hand back. Because if anything's forward, at this point in time, I don't trust the whistle. It'd be a bad way, right, to potentially have a game, potentially go to overtime right here if they make the 3 free throws. So, once again, you got to contest. I don't know about you, but me personally, I had somebody over the ball.
Let me put this to you. Henderson, we know, has good speed. Do you go and try and get an and one at the bucket?
You're not going to get an and one at the bucket.
Okay.
And then the time's going to run out.
All right, side out of bounds now. Nope, they're going to take them back to the baseline, which I thought should have been the case. Did somebody swap the refs at halftime? 68-65, look, and now here comes Henderson with 6 seconds, with 5, with 4, with 3. Henderson, top side. Henderson leaned in. He tried to get the foul. Instead of just shooting it, and the ball game will end right there. I don't think I like that one, Scoop. I think you go and you pull the 3. He tried to draw the foul and did not get it. Coach Sellers is out on the floor yelling at this official. He's upset. He wanted the foul call, but you know what? Scoot tried to draw the foul. Confidence should have shot the ball. Coach Sellers upset. The 2 points that they lost should have been an and one. I don't know. 68-65, Wheeler has defeated Kell now. The officials have left. The game is over. I don't know what they're – oh, this is what Kell does after the game. I'm sorry, I hadn't been to a home Kell game in a minute. All right, let me get the book, Coach. Final thoughts.
My final thoughts right there. Great game, both ends. Once again, I give Kell a lot of credit. When they got down 12, they could have absolutely fallen apart. They stuck together as a team, did a great job, got the game back to tie score, just couldn't quite get over the hump. For Wheeler, championship teams, right, make championship plays, and they figure out ways to win. This was a great job by Wheeler right here to figure out a way to win in a situation to where, you know what, they could have fallen apart as well, especially playing on the road. I think it's incredible that both these teams have played twice so far, and both times it's come down to 4 points total in these 2 games. So, once again, there's no doubt in my mind this is potentially a regional championship and possibly a state championship final right here. So,
all right, here you go for the Wheeler Wildcats. A great, great effort. They had 7 scorers in the contest. 7, 8, 9, 11. 4 double-figure scores. 13 points from Caleb Washington, 12 each from Jaheim Hudson and Javon Gamori. And then you had 11 from Max Harris, 9 from Isaiah Collier. So they spread it around very well. Amir Green-Jones rounds out the scoring. He hit a 3 back in the third quarter, which proved to be pretty big as well. On the other side, for the Kell Longhorns in defeat, Scooter Henderson led all scorers in the contest. He finished with 27, 14 from Jalen Harris, 13 from Najee Colon. The final score, Wheeler 68, Kell 65. The regular season is complete for Wheeler. They finish at 21-4. For Kell, they finished at 15-6. The region tournament next week. Wheeler is the number 1, Kell is the number 2. They could see each other again. For our entire crew, our great producer Marcus Burnett, my partner in crime Lewis Preston, and we thank you, the viewer, wherever you are. I'm Joe Hilsman, the SUVTV.com. Good night, everybody.
I'm above average.
This is Colin Sexton, Cleveland Cavaliers. Shout out Next Play for letting me come here and work out. Y'all see it. Y'all see where we at.